nurture a tribal environment in grades 4 through 8. For more information, please visit our website at circlenations.org or find us on Facebook or Instagram. Come join the Circle Nations family. It's a school experience and a life experience. Spirit of the Youth Empowered.
Lucky for us, life is full of choices, big and small, just as it should be. They define us, make us who we are. And when it comes time for you to choose a car, home, your next big adventure, or start a new business, Farmers Union Insurance has the variety of choices to make sure you have the perfect coverage to protect each perfect moment. Farmers Union Insurance.
So we have 30 seconds to tell you why you should be a member of FCCU.
First Community Credit Union is member-owned.
But aren't all financials member-owned?
Nope, they're not.
Many have stockholders that drive decisions.
As a credit union, we put our members first.
As a matter of fact,
that means all the money that we make,
cha-ching,
gets reinvested back to you, our member owners.
So come see why.
Life is better with community at First Community Credit Union.
Watch me. Watch me shine with every snap. Born to move fans, to cheer and clap. 2 different legs, that's how I play. One built from science to help me on the day. Between these lines, I'm all heart and muscle. Don't stare too long, you'll miss the hustle. Watch me. Pioneers in prosthetic technology at Shriners Children's. The most amazing care anywhere.
There is no off-season for greatness. You do what it takes to stay in the game. And so do we. Our commitment is to keep you moving forward. Essentia Health, Orthopedics and Sports Medicine. Like nowhere else.
Watch me. Watch me pirouette with style and grace. An open floor of inspiration. This is my place. 5 positions to start, leotard and tights. A story through movement, under music and lights. Straight and tall, they promised I'd stand. I'm a ballerina who twirls like the blades of a fan. Watch me. Innovative scoliosis treatment at Shriners Children's. The most amazing care anywhere.
The Hoopster, North Dakota Boys and Girls Basketball Preview. The Hoopster and Miss Hoopster provide information on all North Dakota boys and girls basketball teams in every high school division for the upcoming season. Find out who's playing, get to know all the top returning athletes, and check out North Dakota high school basketball past and present record holders, along with other information the Hoopster and Miss Hoopster has to offer. If your organization is interested in reaching North Dakota basketball fans, the Hoopster offers a variety of advertising packages. For more information, visit indiehoopster.com or visit the Hoopster on Facebook or X. We'll see you on the court.
Your first car. It might not have been perfect, but that didn't matter. You loved it because you worked hard for it. You took care of it, and it took care of you, your friends, and maybe that someone special. And through it all, we were there working with you, for you, to make sure it was a smooth ride. Then and down the road. Farmers Union Insurance. More choices, great rates, local agents.
Watch me. Here I stand on my own 2 feet. Jump shot intact, here to compete. Skilled hands were there to mend the bone. From loving halls that brought me home. My world stopped with a drive through the lane. Now give me the ball. You'll remember my name. Watch me. Orthopedic excellence at Shriners Children's. The most amazing care anywhere.
I'm here to personally invite you
to join First Community Credit Union.
I know what you're thinking.
Oh no, not another financial.
Aren't they all the same?
No, not really. We're a credit union.
When you join FCCU, you become part owner.
All the money we make, cha-ching, gets reinvested back to you, our members.
Which goes back to you in the form of
great rates
and less fees.
So come see why
life is better with community at First Community Credit Union.
We offer the greatest broadband that anyone can subscribe to. And that's because of the infrastructure that we have been able to build over the last decade. You know, we're talking 10 gigabit per customer. That's the network we're building. There's days I think about, what's the network going to be after I retire? Where it continues to evolve, and if it evolves as much as what it has in the last 73 years, we can't even dream what it's going to be in the future.
Watch me. Watch my first step turn to leaps and bounds. Watch me play carefree while the world goes round. Listen to me join in with every girl and boy. Screams of happiness, limitless joy. Watch me run through the grass and sand. They said I would, now I can. Watch me. Shriners Children's, the most amazing care anywhere.
A better way of life is better days off and better nights in. Better hellos and better goodbyes. With locally approved, financed, and serviced home loans, Gate City Bank makes buying a home simple. Welcome home. Gate City Bank, for a better way of life.
Spirit of the Youth Empowered. Circle Nation School in Wapaton, North Dakota is now accepting employee and student applications for the upcoming school year. The mission of Circle Nation School is to build academic achievement and foster healthier development of the whole child.
Abby Johnson with the home run, just about to straight away center field.
Welcome to the 51st North Dakota Shrine Bowl Banquet. Give yourself a hand for being here. Hey, hey! Before we get started, I'd like you all stand for the Pledge of Allegiance and then remain standing for a short prayer. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, liberty and justice for all. Please remain standing. Frame architect, thank you for a very wonderful North Dakota morning. As our past President Abraham Lincoln said, the storms and trials and tribulations we pass through in this life, we will endure nevertheless, and we must think anew and act anew. And today we are indeed acting anew. We thank you for these players and these coaches. We hope that everybody plays safely today. And we thank you for this food that we're about to have, because we know it is the food that nourishes our body, but it is you that nourishes our soul. Finally, if we would ask for a moment of silence for the lives and property that we lost, the lives that we lost in the storm last night. All this we pray in your name. Amen. Thank you, be thankful.
Important, so here we go. So I'm going to read a lot of this, and unfortunately it's pretty small, but I'll do my best to establish some eye contact here and there. So I promised myself the point and the reason that we're all here. And while we've got two very important privilege to serve. We're happy to be here today, so thank you. And some of you have maybe heard me say this before. I know the guys on our committee have heard me say it, that it really takes a village to make this happen. This doesn't happen by accident, and it doesn't happen in 2 weeks of planning. This is a year-long adventure for us. We do it because we love it, and we thank you for being here, especially in So for now, before I introduce our potentates, there we go. As Tom just said, we've got one of our very own, I call him my brother, Imperial Sir Matt Sterlickson and Lady Mandy, who are already stood to be recognized. But as an Imperial officer, Matt plays a pivotal role with the board of directors for our hospitals and our kids. And without him, He's one of many, but without him, we can't do what we do for the kids that we're able to impact. And as a fun fact, he's also been, at least the last 3 or 4, he's been the chairman of the Big East-West game, most recently played down at AT&T Stadium in Dallas, Texas. So I'm trying to follow his footsteps a little. That's not easy. So I'm going to introduce our potentates and their ladies, and if they would come on up here. So we've got Chad Decker and Lady Kate from El Zago, and Tor Bergstrom and Karen, Lady Karen from Chem. So ladies first.
We're not going to try to skip this on. I don't think a medium's going to go.
Red. So if you pay attention to Tor as he's leaving and you see his wife Karen wearing a 25 jersey, that's not representative of 2025. It's kind of an ironic situation, but Tor played in this game before most of us in this room were probably born. Yeah, when it was North versus South, so that's the 25 jersey. So after lunch, I'm just doing a little bit of an intro to what you're going to, what to expect when you're here. So after lunch, you're going to hear from our executive director, Bill Lorenz, who's sitting over here to my right. So I don't know how many people know it. I'm sure you've got lots of mail, some of which was my name on it. Sorry. But Bill is our liaison with the North Dakota High School Athletic Association. He's a former head coach up at Grand Forks Central. So he coordinates with the coaches and all the players, builds the rosters, sometimes rebuilds the rosters. So he is a godsend for us, so we thank you and we appreciate everything you do for us. They'll get introduced a little bit later, but we also want to thank the 16 coaches from across the state that volunteered time out of their summer break to come and be here with your sons, grandsons, and nephews and brothers to play this week. Again, we realize that you chose to be here. You didn't have to. We're grateful you're here. Many of you are returning. I hope some of you that are here for the first time will want to come back and go kick some butt on the field next fall, and you'll have a chance to be back here. And then to the young men wearing the North Dakota Shrine Bowl jerseys, wear them with pride. You've earned it. Hold on to them. Someday you'll look back at them. Maybe someday you'll choose to join the greatest fraternity in the world and become a Shriner. We welcome that. And then to our host facility, Mayville State University. We can write a check to have this event anywhere, and we used to only have camp week here, and then we would leave to either Grand Forks or Fargo and have a banquet somewhere else and a game somewhere else. Sometimes we had to pay exorbitant fees at some of these facilities, and Mayville State said, hey, why not us? Why can't we do it? Why can't we do it all? And their administration is phenomenal. They support us. This is really Shrine Bowl USA, is as they call this city. So we're grateful for them and everything they do. There's a lot of people who are going to go unrecognized verbally, but you know who you are. Thank you. So according to my notes, or as my lovely lady Lisa would tell me, you've reached your word limit for the day. So you're welcome. So I'm super excited to introduce our guest of honor, Shriners Children's International Patient Ambassador, Paige. You'll hear from her in a minute, but first, a short intro before she comes to the stage.
Brave means to not give up. Brave means to try and ignore the negativity that comes your way and turn it into a positive. essentially being brave is to be you, aside from what other people may think.
Paige was a very, very vibrant, active little girl, the little social butterfly, you know, very large friend group, into sports, you know, just a very, very fun child to be around, full of love, laughter.
She wanted to do makeup. I mean, goodness, you know, dressing up was her thing. She would come running out with all the random clothes. And
childhood years were great until around my first grade year, and that's when I was prescribed seizure medications. And then I vividly remember around the first week of second grade, I had a seizure in class. It was a physical seizure, everyone could see, and I was embarrassed. And then from then on, I remember that was like the point where my life started to not be fun.
She was put on a new medication to control some breakthrough seizures, and during that time frame, it was on March 23rd. I remember this date. She got Josh and I up from out of the bed and said, "Mom, I feel like there's bugs crawling on me." We inspected her bed. We were unsure what she was talking about, and then I flipped on the switch and I realized her face is swollen. She was running 102.3 fever. Rushed her to the ER. Got to the ER, brought all of her medications with us, you know, a list of everything that we have given to her. ER doctors really didn't identify what she had immediately, so the symptoms progressed where I would simply touch her skin, it would just fall off. By that point, she was so swollen, her lips were so swollen, they were blistering. The blisters on her face were tremendously bad.
I had no hope. Like, I genuinely thought I was gonna die, and I just felt, and I was also on no medication, no pain medication, nothing. I felt it taking place, and it was the worst pain ever.
Talking to family through messaging and phone calls, my sister-in-law actually is a nurse, and I sent her some pictures, and she's the one that diagnosed her by pictures and sent us literature. And at that point, we started confronting the doctors about the diagnosis, and they weren't aligned with us. We had to raise hell, basically, and get her moved, and she was aware of a pediatric burn unit in Galveston. And at that point, that's how we got to Shriners.
So when we finally arrived at Shriners, it was late at night, and they had a team waiting when the ambulance pulled up. And you could tell immediately that they were prepared, and they knew what they were doing. The doctors were very open and honest with us and told us, you know, hey, this is very serious. But you could tell as soon as we arrived, we were in the right place.
So Paige was diagnosed with a disease process known as toxic epidermal necrolysis. 10% or less of your skin on your body is involved. We typically call it a Stevens-Johnson syndrome. If you have more than 30% involvement, we called it a toxic epidermal necrolysis. And Paige had toxic epidermal necrolysis because about 77% of her body was involved. You have an allergic reaction to a medication that you start taking, and your skin starts to turn red and then develop blisters, and they slough off, which causes intense pain. And when your skin is sloughed off, then you can protect your body from surrounding infections and bacteria.
That first surgery was hours long. It was terrible waiting. It didn't go well. She was bleeding so bad internally that she couldn't she did not go to a recovery room. She went straight intubated, and she wasn't breathing on her own. And things got serious. And they came to us and told her she needed a blood transfusion.
You feel like life has prepared you for a lot of things as a parent, but nothing prepares you for this. Nothing. What I saw in my little girl, nobody should have to go through.
will say Shriners did amazing things. They grafted her with the pig skin, and her pigmentation damage is very, very limited.
And really when she was a freshman is when she was really able to complete like a full year of school. And I saw the happy, vibrant little girl come back out in her. And from there to where she's at today is just, it's an amazing thing to see. I really believe with all my heart that if it were not for Shriners Children's, that I probably would not have my daughter today. They saved her life.
I'm excited to be an international patient ambassador for Shriners because I not only get to give back to the hospital, but I get to give others hope that are going through whatever they're going through, really. Because there is hope, and everyone deserves to hear that there is hope. Even though it's such a dark and unheard of situation, you will make it out, for sure. I just want to be remembered as a young woman who has gone through a lot, but doesn't use that to keep moving on in life.
Age.
Okay. Thank you so much. And thank you all for being out here today because seriously, events like this is what keeps the hospital going, and if it weren't for all events put on, to me, it means a lot. I'm going to go a little bit more into depth about my story. You know, the video kind of showed something, but whenever I was 8 years old, I experienced the most traumatic event of my life. I suffered from epilepsy and just began a new medication, and that's when things went south. So shortly after taking their new medication, I began having symptoms of red eye, sore throat, and a high fever. That's when things quickly went south. After going to the ER and being admitted to the ICU as my symptoms were progressively getting worse, as my mom said in the video, she would touch my skin and it would just fall off. After some back and forth with the healthcare team in Lafayette, it was determined that I needed to go to a hospital better suited for me. That's when we moved to Shriners Children's in Galveston, Texas, which is their pediatric burn unit. That is when we officially learned that I had Stevens-Johnson syndrome, but the worst form of it is called TENS, toxic epidermal necrolysis. Not many know of this rare allergic reaction I was having. Almost 80% of my body burned from the inside out due to this syndrome. What you saw on the outside happened on the inside first. As SJS attacks your mucosal areas, it also attacks your organs, and it was happening. Thankfully, Shriners immediately knew what I had and were able to provide the necessary care I needed. 21 surgeries and procedures and long-term treatment. Here I am today, forever thankful that because they saved my life. Stevens syndrome. Shriners Children's treated the skin aspect as if I were a true burn patient. Wrapped me for a mummy for weeks at a time. Cornea specialist. Shriners Children's placenta and start the healing process that was very much needed to ensure I would be able to see in my future. Doing this saved my vision, which is what most suffer from this syndrome. Typically, you become blind. I now have 20/20 vision while wearing these amazing prosthetic devices.
which are essentially glass contacts. I must plunge in and out with the fluid every day. It took a lot of work and determination to get where I am today, but I give it all to Shriners and my parents for giving me the support over the year. I would like to share how incredibly blessed I am to be able to represent the good deeds of the hospital that saved my life on a national level. Thrilled to be the International Patient Ambassador. I get to provide hope to others that may be having a hard time and remind them to never give up and continue to fight. I would not be here if it weren't for the phenomenal care provided by Shriners. Again, they saved my life in many ways than one. Their incredible healthcare staff is the reason I am alive today. I've been asked before, what is the thing that pops in the mind when people ask you why Shriners stands out amongst other hospitals? And my answer is that they saved my life, but they did much more than that. From the moment my journey of recovery began, I was motivated by things I enjoyed doing. For example, to get me out of bed, I was cheered on by both my parents and was promised by staff that I would soon be able to do art again. Soon enough, as I began my first steps back to my room, there was art supplies and I was able to do art again. Those moments of encouragement from the staff, being able to draw and paint and color, even though I could hardly see at this point, it gave me a sense of hope and so much so a push to keep going. They not only cared for me, but also never left my family's needs unseen too. And I think that's what makes Shriners Children so amazing. Not only did they take care of there are not enough words to say or to explain how special Shriners Children are, but one thing is for certain, you will be taken care of. Regardless of whether you're a patient or a parent, wraparound care is there when children are involved. Typically, whenever I share my story, the first question I get asked is, how do you look the way you do after everything you've been through? And my immediate response is Shriners Children's. Despite the long, tragic month in the hospital, I view Shriners as a second home, a place that I cherished. Despite my illness, you would think it would be a place I would want to forget, but it's quite the opposite. Shriners Children's not only saved my life whenever I was 8, but is continuing to heal the little girl in me from the age of 8 to now 20. From trips to Las Vegas for a weekend-long PGA golf tour, from being in the Rose Parade in Pasadena and then attending the Rose Bowl tournament, to waving the starting flag at a NASCAR race in Phoenix, Arizona, I can confidently say Shriners not only saved my life, but have opened so many doors to new opportunities. Thank you all for being out here. It means a lot to me and the children's. And I always say, sports bring everyone together, and you may just think it's a football game, but to us and the patients that y'all talked with on Thursday, really it means a lot to them. So thank you.
Next time, So I've had the privilege to have a little bit of a bonus daughter for a couple of days, spending time with Paige and her Mimi over here, Sid. I like her North Dakota accent. Maybe some of it will rub off on us. But you all know that this was a fundraiser as well as an all-star game. And it is every bit of both. The players were given a challenge, and we haven't tallied everything yet, but I want you all to know that the players and families that were part of the sponsorships and the donations, these kids broke a record again. Last year's I thought was going to be tough to beat. I don't know what the number is right now, but it's over $90,000, all to help patients. I also know that I'm the guy standing between you and the lunch lines. So there is a silent auction. I know you guys all saw it on the way out. That's going to be going on throughout the day. Use the QR code on your tables. Again, every dollar that this game raises after expenses goes directly to Shriners Children's. It doesn't go and pay for expenses elsewhere, it is 100% for our kids. So give generously and have fun.
Paige is our international ambassador. You see why she is. So give her one more hand, please. And apologize for the technical problems there, but you know what caused it, don't you? It was the storm. That's our excuse. It was more fun watching 5 IT guys up front here with elbows and moving around, and they were trying to figure that out, but it was you finally got there. So thank. Oh, it was her phone. So she's partly at fault. Okay, all right, okay. Well, we'll let her do that. We'll let her do that. She's the best thing here, but you know what the second best thing is? We get to have lunch. So Chuck and Lee and Big Mike, did you find somebody else? You got 4 guys? Okay, well, 4 guys standing in the center court. And we got 4 food stations, 1 in each corner. Okay? So those 4 guys are gonna let those tables go to each respective corner. So don't jump the line, because then they'll get you. Okay? So those 4 guys will handle it. But before we start, I think we need to let the potentates and Paige go first, as well as the coaches. They get to go as first as well. So why don't you guys get going, and then. That means you can get up and go eat now. Okay. The potentates and the coaches, if you would get going. We got to get out of here, before 1 o'clock. So let's go. Okay. And then you 4 guys in the middle, if you would start running your quarters or your quadrants. Lee, I want you to stand in the middle if you would. Okay. Whatever. That'll work. Okay. However you want to do that.
All right, before we get to the coaches and the teams, I've got just a few thank yous to give out here. I know we do a lot of those here today, but they need to be recognized. I know Jason kind of gave you my job description, but honestly, I'm a very small piece of the puzzle leading up to this week. Jason and his village of volunteers do all the heavy lifting, and just like you said, it's a year-long process. And even throughout this week, they're looking for ways to make things better. So, all the Shrine Committee members, if you're sitting down, can you please stand up? I know we got a bunch of them in the back. Can you please raise your hand? But I want everybody to give these guys a round of applause. Next to our coaching staff, we got 16 coaches from across the state that take time away from their teams and from their families for the week to come spend giving their time and effort this week to our players and to the cause. So a round of applause for our coaching staffs. Mayville State football coaching staff. Rocky Larson, who's the head football coach and is also the athletic director here, put a lot of time and effort and making everybody feel welcome and try to make things run as smoothly as possible. If coaches need anything, if players need anything, they've been running around all week here. They'll also be running around on the sidelines during the game, making sure everything goes as smooth as possible. So to Rocky and his staff, round of applause. To our players, hey, thank you for being here this week. There's a number of players that declined to play in this game for one reason or another, which is fine, but you guys chose to come here for the week to play the game that you love. You first get here, a little nerves, you're going to be playing on the same team with guys that you've probably competed against for 4 or more years. But you get to know these guys. Hopefully there's been some lifelong friendships that were made. Hey, hopefully you enjoyed the week. A lot of time and effort goes into putting this week together for you guys. And then hopefully you can go show your abilities on the field today. For me, getting 129 young men together all in one dorm kind of makes me nervous at times throughout this week. But everything's been positive. From the coaching staffs to the Mayville State staff, everything has been positive about the young men playing in the game today. So thank you to the players, and also thank you to the parents for raising such fine young men. Our first coach coming up here today is going to be Scott Strange from 9-Man East team. Coaches will come up and just kind of give a little bit of insight about their week went and stuff. So Coach Strange.
Good afternoon. It's dangerous being the first speaker because the other coaches get to follow. And it's rare that they let the varsity coaches start the speeches. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about this week. The Shriners treated us like gold. They've been great. Like Bill said, the coaches, Rocky's staff, Mayville State, it's been a great week. Some of the things that we talked about as coaches, what we like seeing the teams bond. I'm sure everyone's going to talk about that. Also liked seeing our team give Coach Fontaine a bunch of grief about his drip. He would wear Dodgers and Twins stuff every day. Even the West coaches got into it because he's going to the hockey gold Olympics, and one of the coaches from the West said, "So what are you going to wear, USA and Canada gear when you get there?" I also was very grateful to the people for letting us win in bingo. Also very grateful for the people that took pictures. You can't tell I spilled Sunny Delight all over myself on that picture up there. Also, it's a great honor to coach against Steve Kleingen and Larry Fontaine, who's on our staff. It's their last game coaching, so super excited for them. It's the players, a lot of them, it's their last game. So I know it's going to be exciting. It's going to be the fastest game these kids have played, and it's going to be the hardest hitting game that they've played. It should be fun for the fans. Couple things. I didn't know Bo Schneider is the best rally golfer I've ever seen. He plays his first shot, never hits the fairway, but his second shot's always on the green. And then Tim Harchie, I didn't know that he actually races horses. I don't know if you know what I mean. He actually gets on a chariot type thing and races horses up north. Also, I had a first. I don't know if it's my 9th or 10th. I think I put 8th on the bio, but 9th or 10th Shrine game, and it's the first time that we spent a lot of time in the basement with the players last night. And we actually had a tree hit our room out over here in Berg, so that was interesting. Some of the things, the media day was very impactful, like it always was. One of the things that really stood out to me was when they were playing that ladder golf game, and we had one of the girls. She wasn't able to use her arms, but she was throwing the balls onto the ladder with her feet. Very impressive. So at this time, I'm going to announce the 2 winners that we have, or the 2 kids that we named as one is Spirit Award, and the next is the Hustle Award. The first one, Spirit Award, he's going to be going to Sioux Falls College to play football. They got him at outside linebacker. They may change their mind after seeing him as a quarterback. Spirit Award this week is T. Silling from Maple River. Have him come up. And then our Hustle Award, I would say, I've been in North Dakota since 2001, and I would say probably the most underrated football player in the state of North Dakota's history would be Cage Wolford from New Rockford, Cheyenne. Do you need tea back? We're good? Okay. Also, I need to introduce my coaching staff. If those guys, do you want them up here? Okay. We'll start with Larry Fontaine, if you'd stand up, from Maple River. Bo Schneider, our second time coaching together, Nelson County. And Tim Harchie from North Border. Thank you, guys. Good luck, everyone. Have a good day.
I'm a little old school. All these guys put everything on their phones, but I still got the old handy binder with me to make my presentation. I'd like to start out by introducing our coaching staff. We had a great time this week. These guys were outstanding to work with. We really meshed well together, and it's one of the better Shrine weeks I've had with these guys. Jamie Krenz, Grant County Flasher. Anthony Lee, a.k.a. Lane, just kidding, from West Hope, Newburgh, Glenburn. And Lane Fleur from West Hope, Newburgh, Glenburn. You want us to have our kids stand, or is that part of the deal? Okay, all right. Talking about the kids this week, like Bill had mentioned, I got to be honest, I've done this just like Scott. numerous times. And the group of young men that we had this week, I'll tell you what, moms and dads and families, they made you guys extremely proud. They made your communities and your school extremely proud. These guys had great attitude, great work ethic, behavior was outstanding. Sometimes we move kids to positions that maybe they didn't play in high school. In high school, they're usually the man. And we had kids that hopped in. A young man from Newburgh or West Hope, is playing center. Never played center before in his life, but he's doing that for us this week. So just an example of the things that they do. So again, thanks, parents. I'd like to thank Bill. We've had an opportunity to work together multiple times with this game. He does an amazing job. There's a lot of last-minute emails that go back and forth sometimes filling out the squad, but he always gets it done, and he's always very well organized, and so I appreciate everything he does for the Shrine and the Shrine Bowl. The Shriners, you know what? It's just amazing. I coached my first game in 06, I think it was, and so 19 years ago was the first time I was at a Shrine Bowl. And it's just gotten better and better. And it amazes me the commitment of these guys. Their dedication to this cause of the Shriners Hospital has just had a big impact on my life and made me realize, a lot of things that things could be a whole lot worse, and they do their best to make things better for children. And in their hospitality, what they provide for us out here, and how well they take care of us, it's just amazing. So Shriners, you guys, it's been a wonderful run for me. Thank you very much. Also to Mayville State University, Rocky Larson, who's their head coach, has got this football program moving in a very positive direction. He does a great job not only taking care of us all week, but he's done a great job of building this program back up. And it comes from his heart and dedication, his staff's dedication. They do everything for us all week. I mean, we need anything, boom, they're on it. I mean, for heaven's sakes, because I'm an old guy, I get a golf cart to drive around all week. They provide that for me. So I just, again, I know there's a lot of thanks and a lot of things like that, but Mayville State University, everybody that works here, from food service to the people that are mowing the lawn, they are outstanding. So we've got a couple of awards that we need to give out. The first that we're going to do is going to be the Hustle Award. This young man really never left the field during our practices this week. He was kind of locked into a position where we didn't have a lot of other guys working that position, and so he just grinded through and did the hard work and the things that we needed to get done. This young man this fall will be playing football for Dickinson State University. Go Hawks! Sorry, Mayville, DSU grad. And so I'm going to have C.L. Weinberger from Grant County Flasher come up, please. Okay. He moved a lot faster during the week. Our Spirit Award, one of the things about our team is that they're not big rah-rah guys. I mean, they work hard and they do a great job. There's just not a bunch of guys that are loud and vocal. So this is one we kind of, as a coaching staff, talked about a little bit. But there was one guy that, was talking it up and keeping the defense in line and doing things over there that we needed. We hit a home run this year with our kids from Minnesota. We got a couple of really good, outstanding young men and very good football players. This gentleman is going to be attending Wahpeton to play football there. Our Spirit Award winner is Bergen Howard, or how I called him all week, Winnie Mac from Winnie Mac. All right, thank you very much. I hope you enjoy the game this afternoon. We're going to put on the best show we possibly can. Thank you.
All right, Bill, it's 12:19, so you said I got 20 minutes, so I'll be out of here 12:39 just to get us on the field. But I'm going to start with my coaching staff as well. I'm Wayne Wermeyer, Fargo Davies High School, 11 East. We've got Brett Doctor from Harvey Wells County. And then we've got Brent Miller from Fargo North. And Vern Muir from Grand Forks Red River. So these guys have been great. Sometimes I'm supposed to get something as a head coach, and I look around and they've already gotten it and taken care of it. So I appreciate everything that they've done. I want to start by thanking my wife. I want to be first the whole coaching staff, to have anybody to thank my wife. Another week of me being gone and her doing stuff at the house that I don't even know happens, and it's been happening for 25 years, and she allows me to do the thing I love and coach football, and I know all the other coaches' wives have great sacrifices as well. So if you see her, please give her a hug and tell her thank you as well. Shriners, this week has been absolutely awesome. I had an opportunity to play in this game 30 years ago, and I had a different perspective back then than I do today, but there's some things that happened to me 30 years ago when we went down to the Children's Hospital in Minneapolis, and we were able to see a bunch of kids that were not as fortunate as us, that have kind of shaped me a little bit, and to come full circle and see it again is just absolutely awesome. So the Shriners have been phenomenal. They've treated us great. It's a top-notch organization, a top-notch week. So thank you, Shriners. Mayville State, everybody at Mayville State, the lunch individuals, the custodians, the coaches, just the people planting the flowers on the outside and things like that. Mayville State has been a great host, and it's been a great week to be up here. I want to thank our parents. You have phenomenal young men. We had zero issues this whole week. And the parents are top-notch, and I know that because the kids are top-notch. So thank you, parents, for raising great young men. Kind of my week, I've had maybe three experiences this week that maybe kind of sum up my week. And the first two is I got to meet a couple coaching legends, and Steve has already been up here, but I found out that Steve's older brother broadcast my high school football games 30-some years ago. So it's been great to meet Steve. Larry, another coaching legend over there, retiring, and I know he wants just nothing else but maybe a can of Coke for retirement, a gift. So if you see him after the game and he's looking thirsty, you might need a can of Coke. And then the third thing that happened to me is I discovered Monster Cookie ice cream in the cafeteria. If you have never had Monster Cookie ice cream, you got to try it. It might be the best flavor of ice cream ever. So I also want to shout out to Principal Stringy over there for allowing the C Squad to play a game at 3 prior to the varsity game at 6. We're going to do our best to get you on the field on time. We try not to drag this thing out, and we're going to get going. So just watching the players this week, a couple coaches have said they come in on Tuesday and they're kind of quiet, and we had an initial team meeting, and I asked a couple of them, what do we want to get out of this week, and no one really wanted to speak because they didn't know if they should be the guy to stand up, and who are the leaders on the team, and who are the guys I'm competing against. I competed against that guy in high school, and I really thought he was a prick, but now I'm in the same room for him, and is he going to be a nice guy, and so you go from that on Tuesday to Wednesday, you go in the locker room, and these guys are trading stickers on their helmet, and they're acting like they've been together for 45 years, and they're buddies, and I know I still talk to some of the guys I played with 30 years ago, and that's what I hope for these players, is that they've developed some friendships. Yeah, we're here for a football game, but it's really more than that. It's the friendships that they're going to remember. It's the Thursday when we had a chance to interact with the Shriners and the young individuals that came, and watching those kids interact with the kids that are maybe not as fortunate as they are. That's what really sticks with you as you go throughout the week. So Another thing I'll really remember is we had a big boy punt catching competition, and so we got all our offense and defense linemen and lined them up, and I think, Foss, did you win that? There we go. So Red River Jacob Foss is our big boy punt catching. So we might see him back there catching a punt today if, Matt, you'll punt the ball every now and then. So appreciate that. With that, I've got 2 awards just like everybody else. I'll start with the Hustle Award. This individual got selected as an alternate originally, and then we had a couple kids drop out, and so we had to replace some positions, and didn't really know much about this young man, so I turned on his huddle tape, his highlight tape, and after about 3 plays, I saw him 20, 30 yards downfield blocking every play. I'm like, this dude can play for us. So it's just come back into this week. So from Devil's Lake, Amari Francis. And then our Spirit Award, didn't really make any plays on the D-line all week. He accused me of running the ball away from him because he thought I was sick of getting so many yards when we ran the ball at him. But Messi Calianda from East Grand. Again, just thank you to everybody who makes this happen. Thank you for letting us be here, and we'll try to play a good game.
Good afternoon. Matt Wyther. I'm from Valva High School. First, just want to take a moment. For me, it's an honor to be here. Like Wayne, I played 20-some years ago, and, you know, as a player, like you waited to get that call or that message, you know, you get an opportunity in playing the game. And, you know, looking back now, some of my best friends still stay in touch, played within that game, and hopefully all you players can stay in touch, and that's something that, you know, you'll enjoy the rest of your life. Getting into coaching, that was the same thing. You kind of wanted to wait to get the call, and, you know, I've been fortunate to do it a few times, and, you know, as long as it fits in my schedule, I'm going to continue to work this thing. I love what the Shrine game is all about, you know, and it's something that I think every coach should, you know, try to be a part of, and, you know, it's been a great week. Few thank yous for me. First got to thank Bill Lorenz, Coach Bill Lorenz. He's been great to work with. You know, we're probably in contact once a week. So, you know, the things he does for the game portion has been fantastic. I'd like to thank my staff that I've had the fortunate opportunity to work with. Jacob Holman from Minot North. Steve Elkins from Mandan High School, and Kevin Swan from Mandan High School. I'd like to thank Mayville State staff from the dining services and the coaching staff. They've been great. They get us everything we need. The boys have been fed extremely well all week, and they've been great to us. Shrine Committee, you guys do a fantastic job. It gets better and better every year. You know, probably one of the best things about it is getting this thing at Mayville State, having all 4 squads in the same building and coaching staffs, and you get to know guys that you don't always see and meet. So that's been great. You know, to the players, it is true. You come in that first day, and you know you might know a player or two, but it's pretty quiet. And probably by about that 3rd practice, it's like they've been together for a long time. You know, we've gelled. The kids been great, very respectful, great energy all week, and that's been the best part. And I think that a lot of that has to do with the parents that raise them. Parents, you do a great job. Your kid's been awesome, and, you know, that's something you should be proud of. Few awards here. I'll do the Spirit Award first. You know, this guy he talked a lot, had good energy every day. You know, even we had some hot days. He was very vocal and oftentimes really sweaty from all that. But Cody Peterson from Bismarck Legacy, our Spirit Award. Our Hustle Award, guy that puts his hand in the ground and a constant motor. Whether it was in scout team, whatever we were doing, he went nonstop and was to the ball and created havoc all week and played extremely hard. Mason Eichhorn, Minot High School. Thank you very much. We look forward to having 2 great games here this afternoon.
Thanks to all the coaches again. At the beginning of the week, when I first meet with the coaching staffs, I ask each staff just kind of watch the kids throughout the week, and then today they picked one person from their team to come and talk about their experience. As you can see, the coaches had a good time with their experience and everything, but now we get to hear it from a player's perspective. So if those 4 players, one from each team, can come on up here and give their talk.
Hello, everyone. My name is Josh Chavez. I'm an all-state linebacker from Watford City. I'm here today to speak on this past week and what Shriners has brought to teach us, as well as what we've all learned. Shriners is a fraternity officially called Shriners International, with a focus on fun, fellowship, and family, particularly for children's health. They are known for supporting Shriners hospitals for children, which provides specialized pediatric care, conducts research, and trains medical professionals. The organization is rooted in the principles of Freemasonry and emphasizes brotherly love, relief, and truth. All of us players had the privilege to actually hear from some of these patients from Shriners and their stories. And after listening to the wonderful people who had spoken, it made us realize how fortunate we are and how much all of us take for granted. However, as I was listening to some of these stories, they all had some common ground. In almost every one of these stories, it felt as if the public healthcare system had failed their patients and, quite honestly, weren't giving them the best advice. Then every story took a turn when they said they reached out to Shriners. Each patient mentioned how personal, friendly, and supportive Shriners had been. Shriners gave hope. Oh, no. First mess up. Okay, wait. Personal, friendly, and supportive Shriners had been. Shriners gave hope and prosperity to each and every one of those families, taking the utmost care of their bodily and financial needs. Shriners had shown us all what it meant to be caring, appreciative, and outgoing. They've shown us that this week isn't about the players or the game today, but it's about the hundreds of thousands of children and adults that don't have it as we do. The families who are in need of a helping hand and a paved path to better answers and easier times. We thank you, Shriners and Mayville staff, for putting on such a great week of family, friends, and football on for all of us players. But most of all, we thank the Shriners, especially to their continued dedication for bettering so many precious lives and families. Thank you.
Hello everyone, my name is Will Arts. I'm from West North Dakota. I'm proud to represent the 9-man West squad. This week has truly been unforgettable, and that's because of the Shriners organization and the incredible people we've met along the way. I came into this thinking it was just about football, another chance to compete, but it's become so much more than that. One of the biggest things I've taken away is the power of perspective. I spent years lining up against some of the guys on this team, but this week we came together, we bonded, and now we're wearing the same jersey fighting for the same goal. I've made friendships that I know won't end after today, and for that I'm truly thankful. It just goes to show that things aren't always what they seem. Someone you once saw as a rival can turn into one of your closest teammates, and that mindset, being open to change, is something that we should carry beyond football. But the most important thing this week has shown me is that life is so much bigger than football. Yeah, later today, some of us will miss a tackle or drop a pass. Reggie Bruner, you'll probably drop a couple. Where you at? But all jokes aside, there's a Shrine kid out there who would give anything just to be on this field with us today. Most of these kids have gone through more battles than we can even imagine, and they do it with a level of courage and hope that humbles you. And yet they look up to us. They cheer us on. They treat us like heroes. But truthfully, they're the heroes. For many of us, this will be the last time we ever suit up, the last snap, the last huddle, so don't take it for granted. Play free and enjoy every single second of it, because what we've been a part of this week is special, and it's something we'll carry with us for the rest of our lives. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Owen Lesko, and I am from Lemoore Litchfield Marion, and I'm playing linebacker for the 9-man East team. This week has been an awesome week. We've come together as a team, all of our guys. We've been playing against each other, kind of growing up in high school, a lot of rivalries, but we've all come together and become close friends. Before coming to the Shrine Bowl, I didn't really have an understanding of what the Shriners really were, but after listening to all the individual stories and hearing what they've had to go through has been an eye-opening experience. Kind of makes you realize how fortunate some of us are. It really is more than just a football game this week, and it's been awesome. I'd like to thank my coaches and my teammates for a blast, and we've all had a lot of fun. Okay, thank you.
Hi, my name is Harper Schultz, an East Side tight end from Fargo North. This weekend is a little different for me compared to the rest. My family had the opportunity to take advantage of Shriners Children's Hospital when I was little. My twin brother Reston was born with a birth complication called hemivertebrae in the lower back. This meant he would have scoliosis, which is curvature of the spine. As well as scoliosis, his C4 vertebrae in the neck was too far forward, and also a few ribs were fused to the spine. So, this is not mine or my family's first Shrine Bowl. My brother wanted to play football badly, but he couldn't play in any physical contact activities. So the Shrine Bowl was his weekend to play football. Therefore, playing in this game means a lot to my family. This week has really furthered my understanding and appreciation for the Shriners Children's Hospital. As a young kid, going to the hospital in the Twin Cities and activities such as this game for my brother, I never really understood what they were for. I just assumed it was a better hospital with the best care for my brother, which it is. But also, it is a place where all children, regardless of parents' financial or insurance situations, can go to get the care they need to live a life just like everyone else. And with that, I am grateful for the opportunity to play in today's game for the kids. Thank you.
Well, thank you very much, players and coaches, for those words. It's always fun to listen to the stories that we hear from this week. Just a housekeeping item: we found a pair of reader glasses in the men's room, and so if they belong to you, they'll be up here. or we may auction them off. So they'll be up here for later afterwards. So. The third best thing in this banquet is the lunch. The first best thing, of course, is Paige, our international patient ambassador. But the second best thing is this next gentleman, and it's always a privilege and a pleasure to introduce him. You can read his bio on the back of the program, but there's one line missing in his bio. He's probably one of the finest gentlemen you'll ever meet. So please welcome Coach Mike Berg.
I noticed these players, when they came up, all had their cell phones and you're reading off of that. That's the way I do it. This is a flip phone. If you've never seen one, I'm going to keep it in my pocket. Most important thing, players, and I'm speaking directly to you, this is not a high school football game. You played your last high school football game last fall. This is not win one for the home team, and it's been expressed pretty well why you're here. And so this is much bigger. This is much more meaningful. Let me remind you, everybody walks off the field today. Stay high, stay off of people's legs. You might even help somebody up on the opposing team. You never know. But the guy playing across from you is not your opponent today. You're on the same team, and you know who you're playing for. Players, don't let this day go by. When you head home today, whether you're driving yourself or you're riding with your parents, make sure very soon that you thank them, not just for today, but you know all those traveling teams you were on, whether it was other sports, whatever, all those mornings, all those nights, all those lunches that were packed, everything that happened, that's what got you here today. And you might be proud to be on this team. Your parents are prouder than you are. Make sure they understand that you appreciate what they've been for you. If your high school coach isn't here today, would you please, when you get home, I know you have to turn that equipment in, would you please find that man and the other coaches that worked with you and thank them for what they did? They're the ones that made you into the player you are today, into the young adult you are today. And so you didn't do this on your own. Don't just drop off the equipment in the office and move on. And if you can't find them now, you make sure you touch base with your high school coaches. It can be very meaningful to them. Make sure they understand that how much they've meant to you and how they got you here. And then these guys over here, these coaches, they're not getting rich here, fellas, and I know it's already been expressed. They spent a week away from their families, away from their kids, spending the week with somebody else's kids. They love doing it, but I know they would enjoy a few words from you before you leave today. When it's over, they're going to be around. Just a handshake, just a thank you. I did a little math on the way over here today, and I thought, it was 37 years ago when I coached my first Shrine Bowl game, and I still hear occasionally from guys that played in that ball game. It means a tremendous amount. And by the way, we often hear, high school football, Texas, California, Florida, they're the epitome. They invented the game, apparently. That's not true. I have served on national committees for many years, coast to coast, northern border to the southern border. These 16 men could pack up 16 U-Hauls and go anywhere in the country and be just as successful and do just as well as they do right here. Because you are from a state that has a smaller population and maybe doesn't get the recognition, doesn't mean squat. Don't ever take a back seat to anybody. You were coached by the best of the best, and these 16 guys, I can't tell you how much admiration I have for the work that they do. Some of you are here because you saw something differently than your high school teammates and your opponents saw. Maybe it was in the weight room during the summer. Maybe it was on a Friday night at a ball game. It was at practice, maybe the locker room. But you looked at things a little bit differently. A lot of guys that you played with and a lot of guys that you played against that aren't here. So why is it you? How many years have you played football? Think about it. When did you first start? I was thinking of bringing some youth football equipment with me today and to hold up the little shoulder pads and helmet and ask you how long ago it was that you had those. There's something about football. You know, the other sports are fun. You can go in the gym and shoot baskets all day. Not much more fun than the batting cage or batting practice. You know, whether you're on the ice for hockey or open gyms, whatever it is, that's fun. You know this. If you're a football player, the way you get ready to play this game is by moving steel. Those other things are fine. You don't move steel, you don't play this game to the level that you need to be successful. So I asked, how many years have you played football? What have you learned these years? Well, I go to a lot of coaching clinics and talk to coaches and read stuff, and here's what they all say. If you play football, you learn to be a teammate, a leader. You learn to win and lose. You learn how to get up when you've been knocked down. You learn how to respond to adversity. Yeah. That crap is a dime a dozen. The chess team learns that. No. You know what you learned when you played football? You don't always get what you want. You don't show up and get what you want. It doesn't work that way. You learn to do things you don't feel like doing. I name those other things that are fun to do. Open gym, batting practice, shooting baskets, whatever. I'm sorry, I spent 35 years as a high school coach with a whistle around my neck. There's nothing fun about off-season work with football. It's work. You didn't learn to believe in others. Like, come on, buddy, I believe in you. Come on, we can do it. I believe in you. No, you learned to count on the guy next to you. And I believe in him, not telling you, I'm with you. Come on, we'll get through this. I believe in you. No, you learn to count on him. Because when it's 4th and goal and less than a yard and you need the score or it's over, you don't advance. You don't just believe in that guy. You count on that guy. That doesn't happen every place. You learn that you never lower your standards. If any of you had lowered your standards, had gone into your senior year of high school football thinking you're just going to cruise through it, you wouldn't be here right now. Somebody else would be wearing that jersey. And finally, you learned if there's even a 1% chance, you will fight. Even a 1% chance, you will fight. And some of you have been through that. Some of you were in situations where there was a 1% chance. And these men and your coaches in your hometown would not let you quit. None of that happened on the chess team. You are football players. Now imagine someday you're just about to become a father. Man, you are excited. I'm going to be a dad pretty soon. I'm going to be a dad. The anticipation is just crazy. You can't wait. And it happens, and then the devastating news hits you. You see the medical people coming, and you say, oh my God, what are we going to do? Well, you know now what you're going to do. You're going to find the closest Shriner. That's what you're going to do. And between God and that Shriner, it's going to be okay. If you weren't here this week, you might not know that. I heard these young men talk about they thought it was coming to play football. This ain't about football. That's just the game. Much bigger than that. And you will find that Shriner, and you will pray, and you and the Shriner, even if there's a 1% chance, you will have belief and trust and hope for the best. Now, you think it's over today? You think once this game ends and you hop back in the car and go back to your hometown, it's over? The Shrine stuff is all behind you? Forget it. Not happening. The rest of your life, you're not going to be able to do it because you're going to be going down the road someday and you're going to see a billboard and there's going to be a Shriner on there holding the kid. You're going to be driving down the interstate, you're going to be behind a truck, and you're going to see a sign on the back of that 18-wheeler, and it's going to be a poster of a Shriner holding a kid, asking you if you want to be a Shriner. You're going to turn on the TV, and you're going to see a cute kid trying to get you to jump on board and be a supporter of the Shrine. Now, you've met Shrine patients. That's the best part of this week. And you know what they face every day. You know their attitudes. You know if there's ever been a knife fighter. I mean, people that fight with knives. That's a Shrine patient. Daily. Daily. That's an attitude. You've seen the movies and you've seen the documentaries and read the books. 480 BC, the Battle of Thermopylae, and the Persians against 300 Spartans, and Spartans had less than 1% chance. The numbers were overwhelming. They weren't going to win that one. And the demand was, lay down your arms. And of course, the Spartans' reply was, come and take them. Come and take them. Now, that's not arrogance. That's an attitude. That's an attitude of strength. That's an attitude of belief. If there's even a 1% chance or less, they will fight. Well, I've just described the way Shriners look at things. See, those aren't somebody else's kids. They might be the kids of some parents, and they might be from somewhere else, but you talk to a Shriner, you know what you always hear them say? Our kids, my kids, not somebody else's kids. Those are their kids, and they will fight 1% or less. That's the attitude, of course, that Shrine patients and their parents have. They live with that attitude. I will fight. So I'm wondering, you leave here today, if you can pick up on that, might that be you? You have enough in you when there's even 1% chance you learned something this week that you can take with you. Now, I've been speaking at the Shrine Bowl banquet for about 100 years, and until last year, I never shared this, but I want to close today with something that I first shared last year, and we used it forever with our football teams when I was coaching. And this is for some people that are very special and that don't get enough thanks and recognition. It's our mother's poem. For 4 long years, I've washed this suit, and goodness, what a chore. I've seen the grass, the blood and dirt, the stains and grime galore. I've held it very gingerly, then dropped it in the wash, while thinking, next week, wash again, oh gee, oh Lord, oh gosh. I've opened all the windows as I've squirted on the shout. I've breathed the fumes that clogged my lungs. Of that I have no doubt. The fortune on detergent, the time I spent, I shudder. For 4 long years, I've washed this suit. You can call me Mudder. But today, I washed this uniform for perhaps the final time. After all those years of drudgery, I failed to see the grime. I saw the boy who wore it with such pride and dignity, and suddenly that football suit looked beautiful to me. I saw the dedication of my young man to the team, his pride to wear the uniform, to play the game and dream. I felt the tingling of the game, the tumult at the end, the heart, the spunk, the cheer and pat of every loyal friend. The character and goodness that this uniform helped to grow, and the precious boy who wore it is so special I can glow. If I had one wish for certain, the one I would adore would be to wash this uniform for 4 long years or more. Godspeed to all of you. Thank you.
Coach Mike Berg, he is the highlight of this banquet. One more time. And Gail Jenstead, if you're in the hall, why don't you make your way forward? Because we've got some helmets and some football that we need to find a home for him. And while he's making his way up here, our auctioneer, say, Coach Steve, I felt the stage rumble a little bit here. Did I hear something about the Dickinson Hawks in this building? Oh. I'll let you weigh this time. I'll let you weigh this time. So, what are we doing here? We're gonna try to. Jason, why don't you give us a hand here? We're gonna work on these footballs, on these helmets. Here we go. You want to start with the helmets? Which one do we start with?
All right, so we're going to start with, I believe that is 9 East. So this helmet's been signed by every player and coach for 9 East. And again, you saw it in my letters. Every dollar makes a difference, and every proceed goes to our kids.
Let me introduce Gail Jenstead, Kem Schreiner. He's a mobile noble. He drives that car backwards, you know, that's what he does, but he'll try to keep it straight today. Our auctioneer, Gail.
Thank you, Tom. Thank you, everyone, for inviting us here today. Good luck with all you football players this afternoon. Beautiful weather out there. We've run into a lot worse in years past. Here we go. On a 9-man East, is it? 9-man East. All right, who'll give me $500? $500 been a 5, we're now 5. Now $600 been a 6, we're now $600 been a 6. $600 been a 6, now $600 been a 6, we're now $600 been a 6. What do you say? Take $550. $500 been a 550, $500 been a 550, $500 been a 550, we're now $550. Now $600. $550, now $600 been a 6, now $650, now $650, now $650, we're now $650, now $700 been a 7. $700 been a 7, we're now $750, $750, now $700, now $800 been the weight, 88, now $800 been the weight, $800 been the weight, 88, now $800 been the weight, we're now $800 been the weight, 88, now $800 been the weight. Now $850, now $900 been the 9, now $900 been the 9, we're $900 been the 9, now $950, $950, now $950, now $1,000 been the 1,000, now been the $1,000 been the 1,000, we're now $1,000 been the 1,050, $1,000 been the 50, now $1,000 been the 1,050, now $1,000 been the 50, now $1,100 been the 1,100, $1,100 been the 1,100, sir, now $1,100 been the 1,100, we're now $1,150. $1,150, sir, now $1,150, now $1,200 been the 12, now $1,200 been the 12, now $1,250, $1,250, now $1,250, now one more time, $1,250, now $1,300, $1,300 been the 13, $1,250, now $13, sir, now $13, now $1,350. $13 been the 1350, now $1,300 been the 13. The rest of you folks can bid too. $1,300 been the 1350, now $1,300 been the 1350. Now $1,400. $1,400 been the 14's all now. $1,400 been the 14. What do you say now? $1,400 been now $1,450. $1,400 been the 1450. One more time now. $1,400 been the 1450. Now $1,400 been the 1450. Now $1,500. $1,500 been a 15, $1,500 been out 1550. 15, you've been in a long time. $1,500 been a 1550, now $1,600. $1,600 been a 16. What do you say now? $1,600 been a 16. $1,600 been a 16. Where now? $1,600 been a 16. What do you say now? $1,600, $1,650. You told me that 3 bids ago. $1,650, now $1,700. $1,700 bin to 17, 17, where now $1,700 bin to 17, where now $1,700 bin to 17, what do you say now? $1,700 bin to 17, now $1,750. $1,750, where now $1,750, where now $1,750, now $1,800, $1,800. Let's see if it can bring $2,000. $1,800, sir, now $1,818, what do you say now? $1,818, now $1,850. $1,850, now $1,900, $1,900, $1,900, $1,900, where now $1,900. $2,000. Now $2,050. 2,000, now 2050, out 2,000 element of 50, where now 2,000 element of 50, where now 2,000 element of 50, where now 2,000 element of 50, 2,000 element of 50, where now 2,000 element of 50, sold $2,000 to the right side.
We do have another one for the second guy, but I don't know if you want to. No,
Yes, we got to do it right away.
Yeah.
Otherwise, we got to do it right away. Otherwise, we'll lose it.
Okay, so we're not going to auction. No, just give it to the second guy.
Okay, we've got the second. No, we're. Have them decisions here for now.
Still have those, these guys are huddling up which one to go next, but they still have those glasses up here, so if the guys at that, whoever has those glasses, the guys at his table, if they want to gather maybe $20, they could maybe, from him, maybe we'll give them those glasses, we'll see. All donated to the Shrine Hospital, of course, but we might be missing a signature or something here, but
Well, let's just go on. Whatever you guys want to do. Okay. What do you got? 9 West? 11 West.
okay.
Okay, we got 11 West. Look at me, 500. $500 bin to 5, where now $500 bin to 5, where now $500 bin to 5. $500 bin to 5, where now $500 bin to 5. What do you say now? $500 bin to 5, where now 11 West helmet. $500 bin to 5, where now $500 bin to 5, where now $500 bin to 5. $500 bin to 5, where now $500 bin to 5, where now $500 bin to 5. Who give me 350? 350, where now 350, where now 350, what do you say now? 350. 350, where now 350, now 350, now 350, where now 350, now $400 bin to 4, where now $400 bin to 4. $400 bin to 4, where now $400 bin to 4 is all now 404, now 450. $400 bin to 450, 450, $400 bin to 450, 450, now $500 bin to 5, where now 5, now 550. $500 bin to 550, now $600 bin to 6, what do you say now? $600 bin to 6. $600 bin to 6, where now 6, now 650. $600 bin to 650, now $600 bin to 650, where now $600 bin to 650. $600 bin to 650, where now $600 bin to 650, now $700 bin to 7. $700 bin to 7, where now $700 bin to 7, now $750. $700 bin to 750, where now $700 bin to 750, 750, $700, now $800 bin to 8, 88, now $800 bin to 8. $800 bin to 8, way in the back now, $800 bin to 8, 88, now $850. $800 bin to 850, 850, $800 bin to 850, now $900 bin to 9, now $900 bin to 9. $900 bin to 9, where now $900 bin to 9, now $900 bin to 9, where $900 bin to 9. $900 bin to 9, now $950, $950, $900 bin to 950, where you're out now $950, now $1,000 bin to 1,000. $1,000 bin to 1,000, where now $1,000 bin to 1,000, where now $1,000 bin to 1,000. $1,000 bin to 1,000, what do you say now? $1,000 bin to 1,000, where to go now? $1,000 bin to 1,000. I got $950 here now, $1,000 bin to 1,000, where now $1,000 bin to 1,000, where now $1,000 bin to 1,000. Sold it. $950 right side. Which one you got now? Damn glasses. All right, we got the helmet for 9 West. 9 West. We did East. $500 bin of 5, where now? $500 bin of 5, where now? $500 bin of 5, what do you say now? $500 bin of 5, now $550. $500 bin of 550, $500 bin of 550, $500 bin of 550, where now? $500 bin of 550. $500 bin of 550, $500 bin of 550, now $600 bin of 6, where are you at now, Rick? What, 550 here? Now 6. $600 bin of 6, where now? 6, now 650. Now $700 bin of 7, where now? 700, now 7, now 750. Now $800 bin of 8, now 850, 850. Now $900 bin of 9, now 950. Now $1,000 bin of 1100 bin of 11. Now $1,200 bin of 12, now 1112. Are you waving at me or too cooling off? I got 1100 right here, 1150. $1,100 bin 1150, where now? $1,100 bin 1150, now $1,100 bin 1150, now $1,100 bin 1150, where now? $1,100 bin 1150. $1,100 bin 1150, where now? $1,100 bin 1150. Now 1,200. Now 1250, 1250, where now? 1250, where now? 1250, where now? 1250, I got 1200, now 1250, now 1350, $1,300 bin of 1350, where now? 1350, now 14, now 15. 1450, now 1500, now $1,500 bin of 15, what do you say now? 1550. $1,500 bin of 1550, now $1,500 bin of 1550, now 1500, you're out. Now 1600. Now 1650, now 17. $1,700 bin to 1750, now 1750, now 1800, now 18. What do you say now? 1800, now 1850. 1850, sir, now 1850 is all now 1900. $1,900 bin to 1900 bin to 19. What do you say now? 1950, now 2000. $2,000 bin to 2, now $2,000 bin to 2, now $2,000 bin to 2, now 2050. 2050, where now? 2050, now 2100, 2100, where now? 2100. 2100, where now? 2100 is all now 21, now 2150. Now 2200, 2200, where now? 2200. 2200 out now 2200, where now? 2250. Now 23. $2,300 bin to 2300 bin to 23. What do you say now? 23, now 2350. 2350 is all now 2350. Where now? 2400. 2400, where now? 2400, now 2450. 2450, where now? 2450 is all now 2050. Now 25. $2,500 bin to 25, now $2,500 bin to 25, now 2550. 2550, now $2,500 bin to 2550, now $2,500 bin to 2550. 2550 going once, going twice. Sold it. 2,500. East. 11 East. Give me 500. $500 bin to 5, where now? $500 bin to 5 is all now 500. 11 East helmet now. $500 bin to 5, where now? $500 bin to 5. What do you say now? $500 bin to 5, where now? $500 bin to 5. $500 bin to 5, where now? $500 bin to 5. What do you say now? $500 5, now 550. $500 bin to 550, 550, $500 bin to 550, 550. Now $600 bin to 6, now $600 bin to 6. $600 bin to 6, now 650, now $600 bin to 650. You're out now. $600 bin to 650. $600 bin to 650, now $600 bin to 650, where now? $700 bin to 7. $700 now 750, now 800, now 750, now 8, now 850. Now $900 bin to, you're out now. $900 bin to 9, now $900 bin to 9. I'm in the 9, now 950. $900 bin to 950, 950, $900 bin to 950, 950, $900 bin to 950. $900 bin to 950, now $1,000 bin to 1,000, well now $1,050. 1,100, excuse me. $1,100 been 11 now. $1,100 been 11's all now. $1,100 been 11 now. $1,150 now. $1,100 now. $1,150. $1,100 been 11.50 now. $1,100 been 11.50. 11.50 now. $1,200 been 12. Where now? $1,200 been 12. $1,200 been 12. What do you say now? $1,200 been $1,200 been 12 now. $1,250. $1,200 been 12.50. 12.50. $1,200 been 12.50. 12.50. $1,200 been 12.50. 15. 1,500 now. 15.50. 1,500 now, 50 now, 1550 now, 1,600. 1,600's all now, 1,600 where now, 1,600 out been 1,600 where now, 1,600. 1,550 now, 1,600 where now, 1,600. What do you say now? 1,550 now, 1,600. 1,550 now, 1,600. Sold it. 1,550 straight away. This football signed by all the players and coaches, I presume. Who give me $500? $500 been the 5. Where now? $500 been the 5. 5 now. $600 been the 6. Where now? $600 been the 6. $600 been the 6. Where now? $600 been the 6. Now take $550. $550 where now? $550. $550. $550, who give me $550? Where now? $500 been the $550. $500 been the $550. $500 been the $550. Where now? $500 been the $550. $550 is signed by all the players and coaches. $500 been the $550. $500 been the $550. Where now? $500 been the $550. $500 been the $550. $500 been the $550. Where now? $500 been the $550. $500 been the $550. $500 been the $550. Way over to the left. Now 600. $600 in the 6 now. $600 in the 6. Where now? $600 in the 6. What do you say now? $600 in the 6 now. $650. $600 in the 650. Where now? $650 now. $700 in the 7's all now. $700 in the 7. $700 in the 7. Where now? $700 in the 7. Where now? $700 in the 7. Where now? $700 in the 7. $700 in the 7. Where now? $700 in the 7. Where now? $700 in the 7. Where now? $700 in the 7. Sold it. $650 left side.
He's already done it private. He's already done it private for the second guys. Oh, he's already done it. So it's perfect. Go ahead, Jay. Thank you. Thank you.
All right, so those who were the winners, you know who you are for the helmets and the footballs. Please come see Mr. Scott up here. One last thing before we close. So the silent auction is going to be going on all day. It'll close. The online sale will close, I think, at 6:30. So you can keep bidding. Just one quick note, I should have done this earlier, but there are 2 trips on there. The auction company, the trip company that we're working with, I can personally vouch for. My wife and I, we were fortunate to win our bid at one of these events, and we got a phenomenal trip. We went to Greece, Santorini, Greece last year, so we can vouch for the trips. If you want to go for them, you're going to get a hell of a deal. Thank you, everybody. So yeah, come on. I don't know who.
Yep. Okay, thank you, guys.
Thanks much, everybody. Play safe today, and one more time, go Comets. See ya. Thanks much.